there, gang? Eric William here with Saturday Fright Theater out here at Horror Hotel, and I ran into some old friends here, Landon and Nathan. And you guys had a short here playing called "What's for Dinner."
Yes.
And I think it's pretty awesome that you guys have collaborated on this together.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, for folks out there that don't know you like I do, why don't you guys introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about "What's for Dinner"?
Okay, well, my name is Nathan Ludwig. I'm a writer, a filmmaker, and I'm also the festival director for the Genre Blast Film Festival in Winchester, Virginia. So that's coming up this Labor Day weekend. So check it out, genreblast.com. But on to Landon.
Yes. Hello, I'm Landon Knoblock, composer for film and television out of New York, and been writing a lot of music for this awesome indie horror scene that we have here. So very, very excited about that.
Now, how did you? I guess let's start with the concept for "What's for Dinner." I mean, can you tell us a little bit about it without, just a little bit of teaser, and where maybe the inspiration came from behind that?
Well, What's for Dinner, the original idea came from my co-creator partner, Chad Farmer, who comes up with all the crazy ideas that we film and rewrite. The basic idea was there's this refined cannibal that's spending a night home alone. He's got his glass of wine, he's got his cat, he's got his dog, and he's just this kind of just upper crust kind of just, D-bag that you would just see like shopping at Whole Foods and go, that guy's a jerk, So that kind of guy, and he's having a night home alone. He sees on the news that there's an escaped cannibal killer on the loose, and it could be in his backyard. That whole thing. And it is in his backyard. And then it goes from there, like this whole comedy of manners, comedy of errors kind of deal, where it's just these goofy characters kind of bouncing off each other. And it's fun. It's very short. That's why I don't want to give too much away. It's like 7 minutes long, 6 minutes long. So it goes from there, and there's some twists and turns.
Yeah, it really is. What I like about it is there's truly that's that story. It's like it's 6, 7 minutes long, but you've got this full story that just has a lot of twists and turns in it for that short of a feature. It's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. I do have one question. Chad may not like it if I ask this, but was it his idea to put the robe on, or was it yours, or the outfit that he wore? Because that was interesting.
Yeah, well, I told Chad, I said, if you want it to be realistic, an escaped cannibal killer is going to be in a hospital gown. He's not going to be wearing boxers. That's just not how it goes. You're going to see his bare butt. And I fought him for a long time over that. He didn't want to show his butt. Even his girlfriend was cool with it, and he was the only one that was very puritanical about it. So finally, I won out, and that scene where we see his butt when he runs away gets a laugh every single time. Every time, and I always rub it in every time. I'm like, see, it gets a laugh. I know I'm right. So
it was pretty awesome. And the dog, is that your dog or somebody's dog? Is it?
Yeah.
It actually played it. I think it's like a little character. It's pretty awesome in it.
Yeah. My dog Susie was one of the stars of the movie. She's such a sweetheart. She was, she just thought it was a game. We were like, throwing flesh, pig flesh, from the top of a balcony every time. And she's like, "Woo, this is fun," And there's a happy accident in a scene that everybody gets a laugh out of, where she kind of runs around. Chad, who plays the cannibal, kind of just runs in a circle around him. That was totally ad-libbed.
Really?
It's very funny and gets a laugh every time.
Yeah, so. I would have thought. I was going to ask you, how long did it take you to get her to just run around?
It just happened. It just happened. It was one of the last takes, because it wasn't that she wasn't cooperating, but she was just like more interested in doing anything else but sitting still.
Yeah.
So she was sniffing Chad and wanted to come up to me, and I was up in the balcony, and so excuse me, we just finally had to, Chad just kind of gently just held on to her like this to make it look like he was grabbing her, and she stood still long enough for us to be able to roll action, and that was it, pretty much. Yeah.
That's cool. Well, what I think, again, what makes this work, and I'm just going to tie it back into Landon here, is for that short of feature, a lot of times the music is what helps tie in the story. Yeah. So Landon, what was your role in this? Did you know the story going in? Did you have a sense? Did Nathan have to tell you, this is what I kind of want, and you went there, or did you kind of like read the script and say, this is what I'm going to do?
No, it's a great question. Nathan had an idea of what he wanted. He had an idea of the texture. I think you had a great reference with The Greasy Strangler.
One of my favorite movies. The Greasy Strangler.
Yeah, which is fantastic. So there was a sense of like wanting to get some kind of lo-fi, kind of dirty sound. But the biggest challenge was not telegraphing, because we didn't necessarily want to be like, oh, there's this big tense build up for what's going to happen. It was more like, let's just kind of set a very subtle kind of undertone and have it be a little silly, and have it be a little goofy and a little quirky.
Little playful,
I think
yeah.
quirky is like a very good word
Yes.
for
It
like
is.
what it was. But and that was the thing, you know. And it is short enough that it's kind of, it follows its arc.
Yeah.
But the challenge of not telegraphing, not giving anything away, was kind of the thing. And
That's pretty awesome that you even say that, because a lot of times in movies, I think everybody knows the music is going to say, well, something's coming.
Right.
There's something. It's the telegraphing. But in this, I didn't even think of that. Literally, like as I'm watching it, you weren't, but it was subtle enough that goes with the movie, but it didn't telegraph anything. It was very well done.
It's quite fantastic. I want to praise Landon here for a moment. He had originally done one whole pass of the score. And we had it locked and ready to go, and we played at a couple festivals, and he actually went down to a festival in South Carolina and watched with an audience.
Yeah.
And it got a good reaction, but he told me, there's these moments here and moments there I kind of want to revisit. Let me go ahead and tweak the score. And I thought he was just going to do a couple touch-ups to the score. He did an entire new score that completely changed the complexion of the movie and made it even better than the already great score that he did. So that just tells you a little bit about how awesome Landon is as a composer
generous.
and a collaborator.
Well, that's very generous. I think that when you're looking at a good work of film and you want to really be proud of something, I think it's really, we're all in this kind of like indie boat here, creating content, creating stories, and when you want to be proud of something and you want to take it that extra, I think that's what sets things apart. Like, you can just be content with, I did something, here it is, you can content, but if you have an opportunity to take it to the next level, like, why not? Like, why not just go there and do it? We're trying to tell these stories and capture an audience's attention. So, and seeing it at that festival with the crowd, and having a chance to go back and redo it, and just having that chance was not a common thing to be able to do, because a director might be like, no, it's done, we're through, it's out there, but being willing to come back to it and be like, send me another thing, and then having it go out to more festivals with the new score.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool.
That is.
Yeah.
And just as a side note, folks out there, Landon, I just wanted to mention, since you haven't yet, also won first place at this horror hotel for film score in the film score competition. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
So it just talks to the level of composer that you are in this industry. So, and real quick, guys, what's next? I know we've mentioned Genre Blast, and Genre Blast 3 is coming up, so make sure you guys check it out. And it's a fantastic festival, fun, crazy films. Oh my gosh, I don't know where you find them.
And you get to drink beer while you watch movies. What's better than that?
That's an added plus. In fact, I was talking to somebody earlier. Big Vern was talking about it, and he's like, I might have to check it out. And I told him, it's like having a movie house at a BW3's. I said, there's wings, there's beer. And he goes, you had me at wings.
Yeah.
So you might have another person coming down. So
I can't wait, yeah.
But besides that, what else do you guys got coming up? Are there projects you're working on that you want to talk about? And also, let us know where to find more about you guys.
Well, first to start off, we actually met at Horror Hotel probably about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's where we started. And, through Genre Blast and through other filmmakers, we just kind of grew our relationship to collaborate together. And I think we work pretty well now, so we're going to move on to another short film that we're in pre-production for now called The Fourth Wheel, another dark comedy with a really messed up ending that Lynn is hopefully going to score.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited about that. So, and we're also gearing up for the festival right now. So that's pretty much taking up all of my time.
Right.
So, and Landon's got some projects in the works.
Well, I'm excited about The Fourth Wheel because of the there's a Korean horror thriller kind of roots in it, and that genre is always high. And I know you're a big fan of that, so that's awesome. With Genre Blast coming up, I have a film coming out called Mama's Boy that I scored with Samantha Kolesnik.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. I did the theme song for a new podcast called Star Trek Redundancy that's coming out from Ryan LaPlante and Garbage Town Productions, which is a Star Trek role-playing game, like D&D for Star Trek. And I made a straight-up cinematic Star Trek theme for the podcast. So that's like as a growing up as a Trekkie or Trekker, that was like a very a passion project for me.
Awesome.
So yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, it's funny that you mentioned Mama's Boy. You had something to do with it. It was was it Friendsgiving? You were you were just in that. That's
two of Sam Kolesnik's short films, Mama's Boy and Friendsgiving, which he did
I also
both the
scored-
scores
I
for.
scored-
for
I
both
scored
of them.
Friendsgiving,
I had
yeah.
a small part in both of them.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun to work with Samantha. She's a great director,
Yes.
and big things coming from her soon.
Yeah.
And just to be an actor in a movie scored by Landon was different for me as opposed to just directing it. So I was like, I was actually in the movie.
Well, and I think it's pretty impressive that you come from like a writer background, but you stepped up into these supporting actor roles and did a great job with them.
Well, thank
and
you.
Really like and held your space and delivered great performances in two very contrasting roles in
Yes.
Sam's films.
One was very kind of funny, like a caricature, a lot like What's for Dinner.
Right.
And then another one was very serious, like somber kind of. This guy's a real creep, he's a predator, and it's not a laughing matter. And that was hard to do.
Yeah.
Even though it was a small role, I really had to get to a different headspace for that,
Yeah.
which is tough to do. And I have a new respect for actors.
Yeah.
It's not an easy job. It's not an easy job at all.
It's in which day I've always said that I respect actors because they go through whole processes. The writers, we come up with the ideas, we know what the character wants, but we're not trying to make ourselves into that character. So that's to even speak on that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I won't keep you any longer. I know that we've got a lot more festival here. Last thing, where can we find you? Websites, Facebook. How can we find you?
Oh, well, I run the Genre Blast Film Festival, as I said. You can find us all over social media at Genre Blast Film Festival. That's GENREBLAST Film Festival. Website is genreblast.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter as Genre Blast. And, I'm a screenwriter and a filmmaker, too. You can find me on Facebook, social media, just under my name, Nathan Ludwig, and I'll add you. Unless you're weird. Then I'll think about it,
Landon, how about yourself?
Landon Knoblock Music, or just Google me. Comes up. Not many have a unique name, so it's
that's a really good one. Yeah.
and then plus a unique name and doing music. So and hit me up on Instagram, Landon Knoblock.
All right, awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I'll let you get out of here, get back into the Horror Hotel. We're going to get you guys back into the show right here on Saturday Fright Theater, wherever night's a frightful night when you're watching a movie.